The video for March 24th, 2017 is entitled "The Hope of the World." Out of Russia? My friend Eddy Paul will recognize this quotation from an Edgar Cayce reading in 1944. Quote, "In Russia there comes the hope of the world, not as that sometimes termed of the communistic or Bolshevik, no, but freedom, freedom. That each man will live for his fellow man. The principle has been born. It will take years for it to be crystallized, but out of Russia comes again the hope of the world." End quote. The source is Edgar Cayce, 1944, reading number 3976-29. Yes, the sleeping prophet, as Edgar Cayce was known, saw an inversion of political realities before World War II had even ended. Realizing the spiritual shift of Vladimir Putin and even some of the Chinese leaders, it comes as no surprise to me that the BRICS nations, especially Russia and China, are in the forefront in shifting the world's paradigm from a war-based and fiat-currency-based system to one that demands a precious metals economy, more international cooperation, and more freedom for all people. Yes, of course, I'm an idealist. And I'm not going to stop that, because if I have to yield my ideal to the chicanery and corruption in our world, there's no point in me being on this planet, or for that matter, anywhere. I mean, I will feel, as I've said in other videos, abandoned by the Creator who initially made everything. Now, I am going to be speaking again this Sunday night, and here's the books, by the way. These are the Anastasia 9 books that I have. I understand there was another, a 10th one written. I don't have that. I never ordered that one. But in any case, I'd like to invite those of my friends who can come to Melbourne, in Florida, of course, not in Australia. It's going to be at the Heaven Sent Wellness Institute, 4455 Pinewood Road in Melbourne, Florida. And again, the title of the talk is going to be Anastasia Across the Dark Forces Window of Time. And my little blurb on that one is an international bestseller translated into more than 20 languages. This series of books has inspired many since it was first written in the mid-1990s. The Russian mystic Anastasia told Vladimir Megar on their first meeting, "In the books you are going to write, there will be unobtrusive combinations, formulations made up of letters, and they will arouse in the majority of people good and radiant feelings. These feelings are capable of overcoming ailments of body and soul, and will facilitate the birth of a new awareness inherent in people of the future. Believe me, Vladimir, this is not mysticism. It is in accord with the laws of the universe. I'd certainly like it to be in accord with the laws of the universe, that we do indeed enter into the Aquarian age, leaving the Piscean age of darkness behind, and moving into an age of light where the truth that sets humanity free will finally be told, and all of the corruption and the lies that have given birth to such corruption will be not only revealed, but that the perpetrators of those lies will be prevented from continuing their escapade of trying to create a world of false realities, of non-organic beings, clones, and all sorts of other apparitions, or whatever you want to call the manifestations of our diminished human capabilities, so that we can actually move into our destined capabilities and be back again on the road to greater evolutionary realities, where we are empowered and not disempowered, where we are enriched and not impoverished. this is all part of the vision that I've had since I was a little boy, and I'm going to be talking about that at Heaven Sent Wellness Center this coming Sunday night. So those that are in the local area, I invite you to come and join us. Now, someone asked when I made an announcement last night if this is going to be recorded. My intention was not to record it, but I'm not sure. I invited my friend Steve Hart, who's made videos with me in the past, and he has been so kind as to record a previous one of my talks there, and perhaps he'd be willing to do the same thing this time. I'm not sure what his schedule has for him, whether or not he'll be able to join us on Sunday, but I'm certainly going to be placing that invitation. In any case, I am going to be giving that talk, and the hope of the world, as I see it, does come out of Russia, does come out of China. Even India is good. Brazil is questionable. I'm not sure about South Africa. There's an Ubuntu movement in South Africa that is real strong, and some reports that I see say that all of the nations of the earth except Israel and I forgot the part of Russia that broke away, that the United States now is putting all of its troops in, and it's actually the word Khazaria. The Khazarian Jews came from, and they want to move back there to that area because the Middle East is not going to be conducive to their game plan of they've been a warlike people for a long time. They're not Israeli Jews. They're not true Jews, in other words. They were converts, and they've always been at the throat of everybody, and they're the ones that have infiltrated virtually all Western governments and actually most governments of the world to some degree or another, including including Japan and other nations. So that is being exposed step by step. The pedophilia and stuff like that that's been going on for a long time is finally being exposed thanks to Pizzagate in Washington, D.C., but it's a worldwide epidemic. Brussels and Belgium are headquarters of that insanity of demonic possession of people that think that they get their energy source from children when it's innocent. That's why there's all the child sacrifice and everything else, and it's been going on for a long time. But in any case, the hope of the world today, as I see it, does come out of Russia. And Putin is probably the primary individual who is responsible for standing up, not with war, not with responding with war, but standing up in a sensible manner, not an insane manner, to the cabal and its minions who are trying desperately to incite an act of World War III. I don't think they're going to be allowed to do that. I trust that is the truth, and I trust that the age of Aquarius, as it becomes more and more manifest, will reveal to people a greater possibility of having the truth told, so that we can realize who we are and what our destiny is as a human race. Anyway, again, for those that are able, I invite you to join me on Sunday at Heaven Sent, and share this with those that you may know in the local area. I'm going to do my best to get it out to as many people as possible locally, so that we can get a reasonably good turnout on Sunday night. Thank you again for listening, and namaste.